Hi, welcome to Conversations with Verdell Jones. I'm your host, Verdell Jones. And being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. I am super excited. This is our 5th season, our season opener. And this season is all about embracing your life. So we are, I'm always excited about something, but I am really excited about the 5th season of Conversations with Verdell Jones. We are here live at Paradise Studios and on the Strong Island Television Network, and I want to thank you all for watching and continuing to support Conversations with Verdell Jones. So make sure you share and like the show. We want to share it because we want people to, find out what's going on. So make sure you do that. Like I said, for season 5, we're talking about embracing your life, and we'll be here every second and fourth Thursday. New time though, we're going to start at 6:30. So we're going to be doing that at 6:30. So make sure, again, you tune in. We are looking for partner sponsors. So if you are interested in supporting quality content and, and you just want to continue to see Conversations with Verdell Jones and the information that we provide for you, please, give me a call today. You can sponsor one of our segments. You can sponsor the show. We'll take whatever you want to give us. So the other thing I wanted to let everybody know is you can be part of the conversation by having your own Conversations with Verdell Jones mug, and you can find those on my website. So we are we are absolutely thrilled to have a new segment on Conversations with Verdell Jones, and it's called Let's Kick It with the Joneses, and we're going to be showing that later on in the show today. We're going to be talking about, for this particular episode, we're going to talk about setting the stage for change. This season 5, fall, is all about that. Setting the stage for change. The leaves are changing, the weather's changing, and change is inevitable. And part of embracing your life, you have to it demands that we reflect on what we're doing and make changes where we need to. So that's, so that's really kind of the foundation for this fall season. So let's get into the week in review. It's more than a week in review, really. I mean, it's more like I've been away for a little bit. So, I just wanted to start off by saying, I began the school year. It's a brand new school year. We're very busy. I'm, really looking forward to a lot of the things that are going on this school year within my district and throughout. Education is really the foundation, and being able to bring programs to our students that are of quality, that teach them something and they learn, but not only just teach them things, but teach them, how to navigate life as well. I think that's so important. And for professionally, that's one of the things that I'm really wanting to do this year, is have our students learn, tangible information and think critically and, all of that. So I'm excited about the new school year. So this summer was amazing. I had an amazing summer. I celebrated my 50th birthday, and that was pretty cool. I had a great party, and I think I talked about that the last time. We got a chance to go to the beach. We live here on Long Island, and we don't get to go to the beach as much as we would like to. But this year I made it a point to get to the beach, and we did. And we went to Cedar Beach, town of Babylon. We went to the Salt Shack, which is, who knew, right? So the Salt Shack, they have music. They play every single night. So we decided to go. It was country night, but we still had a good time. I mean, the people had an awesome time dancing, the line dancing they do with all that. So that was a lot of fun. So next summer, you got to make sure that you get to Cedar Beach. It really, like I said, the food is good, the drinks are good, the music is good. It's just a good time. So I'm happy we went to that. We also went to the North Fork wineries, and for those of you who know me, know that I like wine. So we went to the North Fork wineries. It's just so beautiful out there. Being on Long Island, you have to take advantage of what's on Long Island, and we really did this summer. So we really had a great summer. We had a lot of company this summer. It feels like we were partying and having a good time the whole summer. So I'm a little tired, but I'm looking forward to the fall season to kind of regroup and bring you some good programming. So I also wanted to focus on some of the things that are going on in our community. I had the pleasure of going to, and Maya, you'll correct me if I say this wrong, Shela Chez Lorraine Boutique in Huntington, New York. And this boutique is amazing. They had some beautiful, they have beautiful outfits, beautiful accessories. I actually was shopping to get something for Dinner en Blanc that's coming up this Sunday. At a secret location, and I went there just to get that, but of course I came out of there with more because in addition to the clothes that are at this beautiful and accessories that are at this boutique, Vera Moore Cosmetics are also at the boutique. So I really wasn't anticipating getting like a makeover while I was there, but I did. And let me tell you, the products, the cosmetics that Vera Moore has are outstanding. I had this collage powder that Consuela used on me, and the lipstick I'm wearing now is also Vera Moore. Just beautiful, beautiful quality products. So she actually has her products at this boutique. And in addition to that, Consuela, her daughter, is an esthetician, right? An esthetician. So she does all types of facials and things like that. So make sure you check it out. It's in Huntington, Chez Lorraine Boutique. There's the boutique and also Vera Moore Cosmetics and Facials by Consuela. So, I mean, it's great. So the other thing I wanted to let everybody know about was the I Am Worthy workshop. The I Am Worthy workshop is coming up, and I can't say that it's October 5th. So I had Dr. Titus on my show the last time, and he was really a wealth of information. So for $50 for 3 weeks, they're running this program. Him and Jacqueline Harris are running a program for our youth. So I want you to check that out and register for that, or give them a call for more information. The other thing I want to share with you is This Is My Swag Gala. So This Is My Swag Gala Foundation is a physical education and leadership program, and they are having their first gala. They service over 100,000 kids from low income or no income areas throughout the United States. They also service students with special needs as well. So this Thursday, next Thursday, September 19th, they're going to have their first black tie gala, and it's going to be at the Chelsea Mansion in Long Island. There's going to be entertainment and drinks and just, a night of fun. And it's black tie, so you get to dress up really fancy. You can buy your tickets at thisismywayswag.org. So support that. They're helping out our kids, so check that out. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have our next guest, Miss Marsha Guerrier. She is on a mission to change mindset, and I am so excited to hear about her upcoming event. So when we come back, we'll have her in studio. Yeah. Welcome back to Conversations with Verdell Jones. As you see, I have the lovely Miss Marsha Guerrier.
Hello. You say it again.
Guerrier.
I'm so proud. Guerrier.
Guerrier. She is the CEO of Women on the Rise. You're also a best-selling author. You're a speaker. You're a trainer. You're a business analyst and a coach.
Yes.
So you do it all.
I do it all.
Yeah, and I being an entrepreneur is a challenge, and
Yes.
right, and one of the things that is a struggle, I would imagine, is, I know it is for me. I do, I dabble in entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
But and I have a full-time 9 to 5. How do you do so many things? How do you manage that? How do you keep track of that? Is it a support team that you have? Like, what do you do?
Number one, a support team.
Right.
Because if you don't have that, you can't do it all, right? You can't manage juggling so many things in your life at one given time. And I don't say do it all at once.
Right.
But you can achieve it all in some span of time in your lifetime, right? And so the tribe comes first.
Right.
The tribe first and foremost. And having a vision and planning, creating short executable goals that will help you feel accomplished. Celebrate those accomplishments and then move on.
And then move on to the next one.
Don't have time. Don't lay in the bask of the glory too long.
Right.
Because then you get comfortable, and then
That's a
it
good
gets
point.
harder. It's like losing weight.
Right.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah. You get comfortable.
You get comfortable. And it gets harder.
It gets harder, right?
Yes.
It's so true.
Have a plan.
Right. So, like you chunk, like when we're dealing with students who need information broken down, we chunk that information for them. So it's very similar.
And I'm in technology.
Yeah. Okay.
And we adopt agile methodology.
Yes.
In creating small milestones.
Yes.
Segmenting the things you want to achieve.
Right.
And break them down into small, attainable things.
You have to.
And keep it moving.
You have to, because
repeat.
It becomes very overwhelming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the support team, in the sense that when to really say when it comes to hiring people to help you. I think sometimes people struggle with that as well, because we want to do it all because we want to try to generate that income, but there becomes a point when it's like you can't do that.
I have clients so in my business, I work on mindset, money, marketing, and media.
Okay.
And we always go with mindset first. And one of the first things that I tell my clients is, when you're trying to grow and scale, you don't think of scale just because you want to hit $1 million and you're like, well, I'm not at the point where I'm going to make $1 million, so why am I trying to scale? But how can you ever get to the next percent or the next zero?
Right.
If you're not building, they say, many of us women know, they say, act like a lady so you act like a wife so you could get a husband.
Right, yes.
Act like a rich person.
Act like
so you could be rich.
Mindset, right.
Mindset.
That's what I said. You are on a mission to change mindset.
Absolutely.
Right, because it starts there.
Because it starts there first. And oftentimes, women come to me in a place where they feel somewhat defeated at times.
Right.
And they believe that, oftentimes, women come to me and they say, well, I don't need help. I don't need a business coach, and I don't need help. Okay, you're good then.
You're going to be floundering, right?
You're going to be. It's going to be something.
It's going to be something,
At some point, you're going to realize that you need, if it's not that you can hire your own team of executives to help you in every area, a business coach will provide that kind of safety and that kind of, and a good business coach, because let me just tell you, an experienced, good business coach, it is true, you do have to take time to get to know and vet the person you're going to hire. The same thing you would do as a mom for a new babysitter.
Right.
For even a mechanic, you have to know that they know your car model and details about your car. You have to also know that the business coach is experienced in areas that you feel you need.
Right.
And get a coach that's not going to sell you into something that you don't need.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Because you get clients, right, that come in. They're in business for themselves.
Yes.
Has there ever been a moment when you look at what they're doing as a business and you say to yourself, this is not going to work for them?
I have.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
And I tell them. And I help them. So that's where the mindset comes in too. Because oftentimes they come in at a point because they think the business is failing, and it's not truly that the business is failing. It's because they haven't positioned themselves to probably know their business best and to work their business best. And they oftentimes got into a particular business because they thought it would be lucrative rather than it's something that
they really
they one,
Right.
are passionate about, and two, have the skill set.
Yeah. Which is right.
Those are two things you should consider when you're going into business. Are you passionate about something, and do you actually have the skill sets? The things that you are doing in your 9 to 5 or in your 7 to 9, whatever that thing is you spend most of your time doing, use that to help you develop and create the side hustle, the second income, the multiple streams of revenue. Right?
This is valuable information. You should be charging for this information. I mean, you do charge, but I mean, like right now. So if you're watching this, take notes because it's so important. Those little things that you just said are so important for people to hear who want to be entrepreneurs, business, or side hustles. Even a side hustle, you have to.
It's fine. You don't have to go into business to become an entrepreneur.
Right.
And think that I'm going to leave my job.
Right,
Let this be, I want to fire my boss. So I hate my boss and I want to leave corporate America tomorrow so I can start this business because everyone else is doing it and they look like they're doing it well and they look like they're succeeding. Don't let social media fool you. Right. A lot of people are failing at it.
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
hard.
It's not easy.
It is hard.
Not easy. So let's talk about your upcoming event. It's the 6th annual Women on the Rise Forum and Expo.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
The 6th annual Women on the Rise Forum and Expo, as I like to say it so fast, really came from a place. I started this 6 years ago as a way to kind of celebrate and bring women together that had 9 to 5 full-time jobs that were like me and also had side hustles, small businesses, and we needed a place to come and highlight ourselves, celebrate ourselves, showcase to people what we do. And if you bring 5 people to the table and each of us bring a person extra, it multiplies.
Yes.
You bring someone else, they bring someone else, it multiplies, and then the information gets to, you share information in that way and help each other grow. Right. And that's the kind of space that I've always felt I needed to be a part of. And I wanted to create that space for the people that I knew and to bring new people along.
Right. So you started, we were talking, offset, and you were talking about, because I was asking you about the venue space and how did you make that decision. So you started off relatively small, and this is the 6th year. So how did this progress? How did this kind of evolve into the major event that you have now?
I had a big vision, but I knew that I needed to take baby steps to get to where I wanted to go. To make sure it's right, to make sure that I'm giving people what they want and not just because it's what I want to do. Sometimes you do have to evaluate what the needs are of the people and not just of yourself and merge the two. And so I gathered a small group of people, entrepreneurs from my community. I live in Valley Stream. And so we put together this first event in a community center, 20 people, 25 people, 8 vendors. And we did that for a couple of years at the community center. Then we expanded, it grew through word of mouth, through that person bringing that person, through bringing that person. And we held monthly workshops throughout the year in different modalities of entrepreneurship. And it just grew from there and went to a bigger space in the community still. We kept it in Valley Stream and ultimately grew beyond that, and now we're at the LaGuardia Plaza Hotel in Queens.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. So I just want to show everybody information about the event and where they can get information about the event. Where can they get tickets for it? And what it's a couple of days. Like how does it work?
It's a 2-day event. Day 1, Friday, starts with a full day mastermind where we really break down and give you hands-on tools and resources you need in mindset, money, marketing, and media. We'll have workshops that help you create your marketing sales plan and really get and nurture your clients through email automation. We'll be creating landing pages at the in our VIP mastermind.
So it's like hands-on.
It's very hands-on. Bring your laptops for the Friday session. And on Saturday Friday night is our annual awards dinner. So this year we changed things up a little bit. The awards are usually given during the conference, but it has grown so much and people love it so much that we are giving it its own platform and time. Friday evening. And Saturday is a full day conference where we have guest speakers, featured speakers, and panel discussions in all things that you need to learn how to build and grow your business.
Right. That is great. That is going to be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
And a lot of information.
Every year my team is like, if you add one more, I'm like, but the people need it.
The people need it, right? Yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's great.
That's what you hear from your guests.
Yes.
Every year,
you got to take their feedback.
You have to take the feedback, and you have to continue to evolve and to grow the conference. And this is what people say they need.
Right. So you're going to give it to them.
You got to give it to them.
So you're an author, and this is your new book. It's not even yet released, right? So tell us about your new book.
I'm so excited. So for the past 2 years, we have created anthology projects to allow the women within our network, Women on the Rise, a chance to become an author, a published author, and a best-selling author. So every year, this is our 3rd installment of the Women on the Rise books, and this is called Soaring Beyond the 9 to 5, which is also the theme for this year's conference.
Oh,
so we're really, really talking to women that are working 9 to 5, that are working those side hustles, or in a place in their 9 to 5 where they know that they need more.
Right.
Now is the time. It couldn't be a better time for us women.
Yes.
For us women of color.
Women of color, absolutely.
This is our time.
Is it.
This is it. We can't stay silent. Everybody heard Angela Bassett on BET. Right? Black Girls Rock. Right? She said, now is our time. We can't stay silent.
Right.
And every year I try to reinforce that. And this year we're really talking beyond the 9 to 5 and getting women out of their comfort zones to start thinking about that next step, that next level.
So you have this is perfect, a perfect match with the event that you're having and the book coming out. What do you hope women get out of the book and out of Women on the Rise, the 6th annual event?
In the book, they'll get tips and inspiration from our 7 authors that really takes them through how they live beyond the 9 to 5. These are women that have either been able to gracefully exit corporate America to work in their full-time businesses, and most are still within corporate America and might I say killing it in their business. And it's not easy. So they provide you tips and strategies on how to stay motivated and how to really, like you said, build that team of support and get that mindset. And for most, you're going to learn it's all about faith. Faith kind of brings everybody together in this book.
Weaves through everyone's story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to put up how people can get in contact with you. We have some information there that you can check out. Marsha Guerrier. Yeah. I had to think about that.
Yes.
It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Pleasure is all mine. And thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I watch you all the time. I know you, your family, your daughter.
Yes.
You guys are amazing and awesome. And I'm just really happy to be here. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate that. This is exciting. I'm glad we got to, you see people on Facebook all the time, and I always see
We're connected to so many people.
And we're connected to so many people. So it's really nice to have it face to face.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have our next guest, and it's Reverend Kymberley Clemons-Jones, and she's setting the foundation for change in perception and attitude. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Conversations with W.A.N.T.E.D. I have my next guest here, the Reverend Kymberley Clemons-Jones. She's a preacher, best-selling author, an advocate, a leadership coach, mother, wife, and sister. You're also currently the pastor of Valley Stream Presbyterian Church and the founder of the nonprofit organization Community Healing and Caring Center,
Yes.
which houses the W.A.N.T.E.D Project, which we're going to talk a lot about today. It's a men's mentoring program for young men.
Yes.
12 to 18.
12 to 18. Yes.
All right. So thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So what is the W.A.N.T.E.D Project?
So the W.A.N.T.E.D Project was birthed out of a tragedy that happened to my own son. But it is a young men's mentoring program. And in the program, we tell them that they are wanted. Not for bad reasons, not for like that post office sign where our black faces are usually saying that they're wanted, but we're wanted because we're worthy, accountable, named, thankful, empowered, and determined.
I love that.
And so this is what we tell our boys each time they come into a classroom.
I love the named. When we watched the Exonerated Five,
Yes.
what was the name of the documentary? Not the document. Ava DuVernay's
When they see us.
When they see us, and that was so important. The name.
Absolutely.
You know, say their name. And I listened to
their name.
Karen Hunter on the radio, and she has this little clip that she always plays, and it's about saying their name and just saying their name because they are wanted.
They are.
You know.
And for great reasons. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Not for what society has told them that they're wanted for.
How do you instill that in them? You know, through the mentoring.
Yes.
But how are you able to shake them out of the perception that people have of them?
Well, it takes a lot. We have mentors coming in each week. And so 1 week, the first week, the mentor will come in, it's usually a black male or a Latino male, person of color, and they come in, they talk about worthiness from their perspective. So, for instance, a lawyer now used to be a gangbanger, or a pastor now used to be out in the streets.
Right.
So they can connect with the boys on one level, but show them where they need to go.
Right.
And they talk about the topic, worthiness or accountability. And so each week it's just one after the other after the other.
Wow.
And we talk on topic and spend really some critical time with them. And the boys are coming back. They come back year after year. We didn't expect that at the beginning. We thought we'd get one class through. And we say bye, you know, and they're like, okay, when can we come back, Reverend Kim?
Great. Yeah. That's awesome. That's because they feel wanted.
They feel wanted. Absolutely.
That's right. That's the whole point.
Yes.
What has helped you become more effective, an effective advocate for young men?
I think because the story about W.A.N.T.E.D is that my young son, he was 16 at the time, was attacked by 5 youth right outside our church, 2 blocks from where we live.
Wow.
And he was hit with a brick from behind. And so they broke one side of his jaw, fractured the other side, had a concussion. And I, you know, this book is all about women, right? So I was a woman's woman. I talked about women's issues. But through my son, he just totally kind of not changed, but added another ministry to what I do. And so it's in me to help all of our young men. There's so much going on in the world these days with our young black and brown men.
Yes.
And they need as much love and empowerment as we can offer them.
Right. You know, because they're taught to be strong and tough, but sometimes not having the opportunity to express their vulnerabilities or their insecurities or, you know, so this provides them a safe space.
I was really shocked when we first had our first meetings after my son, literally 2 months after he came home from the hospital, we started the W.A.N.T.E.D Project in Valley Stream with 15 young men. And I'm calling them young men, they're boys. They're boys, they're babies.
They're babies,
but I was surprised at how much they talked. I'm used to girls groups and they're just going at it. And these boys were
talking, and it was because they had the venue for it.
Exactly.
You know, at church we preach to them. At home we preach to them. In school we're teaching to them.
Yes,
but this allows
exactly.
them to actually work through these issues of experiences that they're having every day on the streets.
Yeah, and it's to provide them that space where they can express themselves without fear of being judged and looked at a certain way. It's like changing perceptions and changing their own perception of themselves.
That's right. That's right.
So, with policing and all that, I just mentioned earlier that we had Dr. Titus on, and he is a retired NYPD homicide detective, and he speaks, black man, he speaks to, youth about...
I need to have him on.
Right, exactly, about, policing. So how has policing affected your work with young men?
Always getting calls from parents. One of our boys, not even, I won't even talk about one of our boys, but my son, the same year that he was attacked by 5 youth, he was also strong-armed by a police officer.
Wow. Oh,
and it was very clear that it was racially motivated.
Right.
The police officer was black, though.
Yeah, it does. Right.
Yeah, but they ran, these 2 police officers ran past a whole bunch of white youth hanging out the car, drinking and smoking marijuana, and sped right past them to go to 4 youth who were standing right there. And my son was arrested, detained.
That's scary.
It was very scary.
That's scary.
And that what they didn't expect was that we took it to court, and they were very surprised that we were there.
It's your child.
Yeah, but they tell you, right? If you remember when they see us, they tell you if you just you're a juvenile, don't worry about it. Right. So we took it to court, and everyone was shocked. It was just immediately dismissed.
Right.
And we knew, there were some behind the scenes things with the police officer.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's having that information and knowledge, like when we were talking about when they see us, that was a teachable moment in that movie where you said you
I
have
didn't even know
to
half of that.
Right. Because you'll hear some parents, well, if they get arrested or whatever, I'm going to leave them there.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
That's right. That's
no,
right.
you don't. Don't teach them a lesson. Teach them a lesson at home.
Yes,
when they're safe with you.
That is not the time.
I'm serious. I mean, so how can people get connected with W.A.N.T.E.D? I have some information about the registration, because registration is open. So if we could just show that quickly, just so people can have that information. But what's the process of selecting people or kids, these young boys being able to be in the program?
We do not select. There's no application
process.
No.
Okay.
We want them all. And so they can just email us at thewantedproject.mentoring@gmail.com. Ask for a form to fill out.
To collect information or whatever.
Absolutely. Or go to the website. You can do it through the website also, which is thewantedproject.org.
Now, are they from Valley Stream? They can be from any area?
Anywhere.
Okay.
We, in fact, our last class had 2 young people from Brooklyn. Their parents got them all the way to Valley Stream on Thursday evenings.
Oh, so it's far-reaching.
Yes, it
Nice.
is. Well, we also talk about far-reaching. We're also in Ghana, West Africa.
Oh, I saw something on your website that so you've gone to Ghana or
that program is amazing in Ghana, West Africa. We're actually housed in a juvenile detention center.
Really?
So before the boys can even be released from prison, they have to go through the W.A.N.T.E.D project a few times.
And this is your project that they go through.
This is the W.A.N.T.E.D project.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that is. That's great.
I thank God.
That is great.
Really
Yes, absolutely. So how do you get mentors? Like if somebody wanted to be a mentor, how could they reach out to you to?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We're always looking for mentors. We try to change it up, but it's amazing. Even when we invite the same mentors back and give them another topic, it's like it's a brand new thing.
Yeah.
But we're always looking for more mentors. When we first started, I was dean of students at Union Theological Seminary in
Okay.
Manhattan. So all the students who were my students
Right.
there, hey, come and come and do a workshop, and they're grateful to do
Right.
it. But since then, people in the community are always offering to come and work with our young men, and I'm blessed by it.
So you're an author. So
Yes.
what's the name of your book? Because I also want to get to you're a pastor.
Yes.
So let's talk about that too. But what's the name of your book? And yeah, go ahead.
It's called Cured But Not Healed.
Okay.
How to experience deeper faith on your journey with God. Yeah.
And
So-
what inspired you to write that book?
Interesting. I'm a healer, and I think most pastors should be healers. And so I was intrigued by the thought of, we go to the doctor and we come home and we take all these pills and we say,
Yes.
oh, we're healed.
Right.
So what does really healed mean
What does it
as
look-
far
what
as
is
a
it really?
Christian
Right.
goes? And so healed for Christianity means saved, right? And so even though we're coming home with the pills and we say we're healed, are we really healed? We've gone to therapists, counselors,
Right.
our friends and family. Are we really healed? And so this book is about we might be cured, right? But we're not saved. We're not healed.
So it's that journey.
It's the journey.
Right. And where
Yeah.
can people get your book?
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything's on Amazon.
Everything's on Amazon. Can they get it directly from you? I always like to have people get it directly from you because you get that money.
So right, but I am at this point so busy that I can't even do
you
that.
can't even do that. I get
so
it.
Go to Amazon, and then send me an administrative assistant, and then I'll do that. I promise you.
So you are the first female African American to lead the moderator of the Long Island Presbytery.
Yes.
So what is that, and what an honor, and so how did that come about, and
when you're working in the church, so I pastor Valley Stream Presbyterian Church, and in our meetings we gather 4 times a year together as all of the churches on Long Island. There's about 59 to 61 of them, and so they kind of took me and said, hey, and I had a few years to get into it. So you start as second vice moderator, first vice moderator, and then you become moderator. So basically I'm the leadership over all of the churches. And so when it comes to installing pastors and ordaining pastors, I would be
that's
it is
pretty
an honor.
impressive.
It's an honor.
Yeah,
a lot of work.
Really, a lot of work.
It's only for a year, so my term is almost up in January. So I can.
But you could say you're the first. We were talking about, and we're going to talk about this when we have our next segment. But we were talking about black men being the first still.
Yeah.
It's 2019,
Can you believe
and
it?
they're still first.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how can people get in contact with you? I'm going to show your contact information, but how can they get in contact with you to find out more about the W.A.N.T.E.D project, and the work you're doing in Ghana is amazing as well. So how can people get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me in so many different ways, but the W.A.N.T.E.D project.mentoring@gmail.com or revkcjones@gmail.com. Those are 2 good ways.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking
Thank
with you.
You too.
And I am so excited to see what's coming up. But don't you have an event do you have an event coming up as well?
Well, the W.A.N.T.E.D project begins classes on September 26th in Valley Stream. And so we are still accepting boys. We have about 12 to 15 already registered.
Nice.
And usually by the day of, they're all walking in with friends, so it's going to double. And we don't turn anybody away. We don't turn anyone away. So anyone wants to donate to the W.A.N.T.E.D project so we can house all these kids, feel free.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Reverend KC.
Yes, that's what the folks call me. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to. I'm very excited about Let's Kick It with the Joneses. I'll be back in a moment.
Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdell Jones. So we have a new segment on Conversations with Verdell Jones, and it's called Let's Kick It with the Joneses. And it is brought to you by Shades of Long Island, which is the first media outlet to highlight youth and diversity on Long Island. And I happen to know the editor-in-chief CEO of Shades of Long Island very well, and we're very proud of her. Yay! So let's kick it with the Joneses. You know, media is part of our world. It shapes who we are and how we're represented. So with Let's Kick It with the Joneses, we sat down and had a conversation with, it was myself, Jeremiah, Marcus, and Maya, and we talked about the impact that media has. We're a media family. So I want you guys to check out this intergenerational conversation. Let's kick it with the Joneses.
So let's kick it.
Welcome to Let's Kick It with the Joneses. You know, we wanted to kind of change it up a little bit and have a Let's Kick It with the Joneses segment. So, as you guys know, I'm Verdell Jones, and this is
Maya.
Oh, this is where we switch cameras. I guess Marcus.
And I am Dad.
You know, we often have great conversations with each other. A lot of times we'll be talking, you know, for hours on end about just various topics. And we wanted to kind of bring that to you guys. You know, let's just get right into it. All right. So we're going to be talking about media and the impact media has on our society.
Big impact.
Right, exactly.
Media really is kind of society when you think about it. Like, media is influenced by...
It's a mirror, kind of.
Yeah, it's a mirror. It's a mirror into society. It's a black mirror. Because of the phones. Like the TV shows. I mean, that's what... You know that's why it's called that, right?
Oh.
Black mirror is like the mirror on your phone, which is black. And
Really?
It's a media thing.
But the other thing that I really wanted to kind of talk about, and I think what sparked us wanting to discuss media and the impact is images. You know, images that we see on the screen or things that we see in magazines and how that impacts, you know, us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, media is everything when it comes to, I mean, going way back to the beginning as far as influential force and how people see themselves. I mean, as far as, you know, what they put on TV, you can go all the way back to the beginnings and say television and the images that they put on television. Even and how we
further back in print and stuff like that,
in
right?
Print, yeah. And you know, like we never see ourselves. Like you have all these firsts, like a Sidney Poitier, and you know, first black this and first this. You know, we have firsts up until now. We still have firsts in 2019.
Right,
We're still talking about first. So obviously, if you don't see yourself in, you know, and I'm talking from a position of a, you know, African American, a black person, you don't see yourself in certain situations. You know. That has a big influence on how you see yourself as a person. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean...
And this could be through a lot of different lenses. This could be through, like if you watch the news and it's certain, like, news segments that, like, you know, come up that portray, you know, people in certain lights or whatever. But no, but what's cool is that there's gonna be but there's gonna be a news. There's gonna be a Disney Plus show about this character called Miss Marvel. And she's one of the first major Muslim superheroes to come out, because you don't see that ever, especially in sort of the world that we live in, to have a prominent Muslim superhero that's going to be in a major production, because everyone watches these things. Everyone watches these Marvel superhero shows.
Right, they do. It's cross. You know what? I heard something really, really interesting on my way home yesterday. I was listening to Karen Hunter, of course, and she had somebody on there. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about how companies have, and we always joke about this, diversity consultants on how to market products.
Yep.
And they said it's not really diversity anymore. It's more like just marketing. They should call it something else. It's not diversity. It's just marketing. Yeah, it's just marketing.
But just make sure you market to everybody.
But market
like
right,
you're supposed
exactly. So there shouldn't really be.
It should be called correct marketing.
Yeah, right.
Because when you're marketing, when you're marketing, you want to market to everybody.
Right. Don't just market to one segment.
With you guys, especially starting your careers, it's when do you speak up? Because you're both in media. Mm-hmm. So when do you take that that initiative or be assertive to speak up in that situation? How do you, it's going to be something hard to navigate as you go through your career.
It is hard. It's kind of one of, it's as with a lot of things, sort of right place, right time sort of thing, right people. But sometimes you might want to try something, but it could be a situation where you don't even bother, or you're at a level where it's I could say something, but how much is it going to really impact anything?
Right. One of the things that I can point to in media was the impact that it had on even, and we've talked about this before, like a Cosby Show. Mm-hmm. When we were coming up, we watched Cosby Show, and that had such an impact on just a different view of a family.
In our community, like I said, we come from all kind of different socioeconomic, backgrounds.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We aren't monolithic in the terms of how we grew up, but it was good to see that.
Yeah, we see representations of us in media is just it is awesome. It is so awesome. That's why
you feel validated.
You feel right, exactly.
And the programming and
the
stuff.
programming is on point.
Yeah,
there's so many things that we watch. That
and I think it also helps in terms of introducing you to cultures that you might not, and make you feel validated about your own culture, but then introducing you to completely different cultures.
Exactly. Like we were talking, was it fresh off the boat?
Fresh off the boat, yeah.
Right.
That whole situation where the kid's bringing in his kimchi, and it's oh, that's it.
Right.
And I'm sure they have other shows.
Exactly.
I'm just drawing a blank. What was the comedian? His show. People loved his show. I didn't watch it though. What's the comedian?
Oh, the guy, the East Indian guy, right? From,
no, not him.
Oh, okay.
The stand-up, the funny guy. He's Mexican.
George Lopez.
Right. George Lopez.
Yeah.
Right. People love that show. You love that, right?
Yeah.
And that showed that whole the culture and everything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It brought you a whole different. You don't know. I mean,
and a lot of people watch that show.
A lot of people watch that show.
So it's not just good for the culture that it is. Represented. It's good for everybody to understand. What's going on in that type of family.
What was the moment for you guys where you saw yourselves on TV? You were what'd you say with the Cosby Show? You saw, you're oh man, this is dope. When would you say was that moment for you? Did you guys have that moment?
The first one? I mean, Cosby was definitely.
Or the earliest you can remember?
I think, with the Cosby Show, you look at a character like Denise on the Cosby Show. I wasn't like Denise on the Cosby Show, but I was oh wow, she's cool. In other words, I could see myself being that type of person, even though I wasn't
more relatable.
She was relatable.
And I remember it was cool, when the Harlem Globetrotters had a cartoon.
Oh,
seeing
when they be there, when they're in Scooby Doo or something like that.
Right, and then they had the Harlem Globetrotters. I was
a lot. They had them a lot on that show.
They did.
What about for you guys?
The Verb.
Yeah,
the
Verb. Yeah.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah. Right.
How about you guys?
That's what's happening.
I know for me, definitely, and it's funny. I just
Raven
watched
Simone.
a bit.
No, not really.
Not Angelica. What's the
No,
black?
she's not the first.
Susie
Okay.
Carmichael.
Susie.
Oh, Susie Carmichael.
I love me some Susie Carmichael
okay.
because she was black family, awesome
Oh, you
family.
should've
Her
wrote
mom
this
was like
Yeah.
a doctor. There was a video on Facebook I saw, and it just went over like the impact Susie had.
On
Black women like
little girls
around
of color.
my age or older.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like
that's
crying.
So interesting.
I was like,
wow.
oh my god!
That's
Like I
because
didn't even realize
you
the
felt
impact
it.
until I was watching this video.
Exactly.
So I was
Exactly.
like, oh my god! So
Exactly.
definitely Susie. I wish I
Yeah.
could. And she was also aspirational
Yeah.
because she was so brave. She would always stand.
She
up
didn't
to
take any
Angelica.
mess.
She didn't take no mess.
She didn't take
And I
any
love
mess.
that.
Angelica
I
couldn't
wanna
bully
be-
her.
No, she
no,
wouldn't. She wouldn't take no
she
mess.
would-
from
she would
her.
not take any
But
mess
she
from
would defend,
Angelica.
the babies. But
Yeah.
definitely her, and then even like later on, like Issa Rae and Insecure.
Oh yeah.
I'm not as awkward as her, but like
You
I
relate.
see her and I'm like,
Mm.
I can see myself being friends with her because a lot of the
Friend in
times
your
when
head.
you see a lot of times you see black women on TV, they're always monolithic. Like a lot of times, they're over the top, ratchet, loud. I'm like, I can't relate.
I'm not
Yeah,
that.
that's
But with
awesome.
Issa, it's like, hey girl.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. And so when that show came, that's why it's my favorite show.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Because I watched a lot of anime, and I would always kind of look for like the person
You
who at
look
least
for the black
emulated
people.
black, but they weren't black themselves. Like Piccolo was essentially we
Piccolo's
claim
black.
we claim Piccolo as our own essentially,
He's black.
but I would
Blackish.
yeah,
Blackish.
I mean he's green, but
He's green.
He's green, but he's black.
He's a person of color.
He's
he is a person of color. Oh no wait
It
no
wasn't-
No,
It wasn't-
scratch that.
no scratch that
It wasn't
no
Lil
Scratch
Bill?
that. Scratch that.
no
Who was it?
Static Shock. Static Shock. That was
Yes.
Susie Carmichael for me. Static Shock.
Static
DC
Shock.
comic character.
Oh, okay.
Static
That was-
Shock,
I'm
Saturday
trying to
morning
yeah,
cartoon.
100% Static Shock. That was who I
Yeah.
wanted to be.
Oh,
Man. Seeing him
That's
and
awesome.
not only seeing him, like him doing his own thing, but him also interacting with all the other superheroes that I loved.
Okay.
Like they have episodes with him in like the Justice League or whatever, and he would stand and he would be, telling someone done, even though he was a kid, just like me. He was older, obviously, but like when
Right, he
the
was a
cartoon
kid.
was like,
Yeah, right.
there. But that, in terms of that, it was definitely Static
Who
Shock.
was the black kid in Hey Arnold?
Gerald. Oh, that's another one for sure.
Gerald was cool.
Gerald was cool.
Gerald was cool.
Yeah.
That tall hair.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, no, high top.
So, as you can see, media plays such an important role in how we kind of see ourselves and, and how we kind of navigate life. So I want everybody to kind of think about what influence media has on you. And we'll see you the next time on Let's Kick It with the Joneses.
Yes.
So that's just a little taste of Let's Kick It with the Joneses. We are excited to bring that to you every show. We got a next, we're kind of like in the works with our next segment. We already taped it. We're going to edit it and bring that to you as well. And that'll be another intergenerational conversation. So look forward to that. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'll have my final thoughts. So we had an awesome show today. I want to thank all of my guests for being here. We had Marsha Guerrier here. If you want to get in contact with her, let's just show her contact information once again so everybody can get in contact with her in reference to the Woman on the Rise Expo that's coming up. It's the 6th annual. I mean, she's doing some big things, and she really dropped a lot of knowledge on us today. So make sure you check her out. We also had Reverend Kymberley Clemons-Jones here. She is told us all about the W.A.N.T.E.D project, so you can contact her as well. I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdell Jones. Again, we are just happy that you decided to watch us and check us out and continue to support the work and the quality program that we bring you. So everyone, thanks again and have a great night.